Creators Circle is a weekly call for creators like you to ask your questions about the law of attraction. To get information on how to connect, please go to cocreationcoaching.org/creators circle.
Okay, hey everyone, welcome to Creator Circle. This is call number 12, and of course this is Brandon and Christine's here with me.
Hi, sorry I'm not on video, guys.
You should be sorry.
Camera is doesn't work well for me, so it's not that I don't want to be. So just want to let you know.
She's making me sad. I'm just kidding. Alright, so we're doing this a little bit differently today. Like I said in the email to the Creator Circle, we are live on Facebook on Co-Creation Coaching. So if anyone's watching there, feel free to comment and say hi, or to leave your questions there as well. And we have some attendees here on the webinar itself, so feel free to, we'll ask you in a second if you have questions. So how we're going to do this is that if you have a question or if you have something you want to discuss, hit the little raise hand button. And I will bring you on so you can discuss it. If you prefer to not talk out loud, then go to the Q&A section and ask a question. I prefer to talk to you verbally, so but that's your choice. If you prefer to just ask it anonymously or just through text, that's your choice. So I will wait for questions right now, and meanwhile we will just kind of see what's going on. Let me know if you hear anything, Christine.
It'll just say it. I don't have to go to some certain screen.
It should just say it, yeah. And so let me see. No questions here. Okay.
Do you want me to check? Do you want me to go on there?
Nope, I got it.
Okay.
So again, just let me know if you don't see anything on Facebook. Okay. So hopefully everyone's doing well today. We just finished our last Art of Reality Creation class yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was awesome.
That was pretty awesome.
And if you do have questions, just interrupt us. You don't have to wait for an opportune time. So.
So yeah, we just finished that yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. And like I said, I'm just kind of playing around with some new ways of doing these things. So I guess until someone does have a question, like I said, feel free to interrupt me because I do want this to be interaction, but we can just talk about some stuff meantime. But also there is a chat feature if you want to chat, so we can feel free to do that too. So basically, let's see, what was I talking about recently, Christine?
A lot of stuff?
That's true. We just finished that series last week about the 4 levels of the manifestation process, and so kind of we were talking about like the 4th level, which is matter and action. And I found the series really fun to write, really enjoyable to write, because it really, for me, opened up a lot of stuff that I hadn't really thought about before as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially with the matter, we were talking about inspired action last week. We were talking about receiving your goal. And my focus has been going a lot more towards kind of, not, I don't want to say passive because it sounds too much like no action. But, it's been more towards the kind of effortless, flowing, in the flow kind of way, right? So that to me, I've mentioned before, I've been trying to pair that or trying to reconcile that with the more active, like not inspired actually, well that too, but structural tension, things like that. And, that's been, I think it's an interesting paradox in a sense. Oh, I see Justin. Hi, Justin. Justin, I think I just got an email from you, so I'm going to allow you to talk.
Who is this?
Justin.
Sorry. I didn't even hear anything, so.
No, he probably doesn't know how to. There he is. Hi, Justin. Yeah, it'll take a second. Oh, wait, I have to unmute you. Hang on a second. Let me do that. There you are.
I don't think so.
Okay, Justin. Nope, I'm unmuting him right now. Oh, Justin says no audio connected. So I don't know if you have to tell her that you want to connect by you want to connect through computer audio, because I cannot unmute you right now. So hopefully you can figure that out. Anyway, so but yeah, so we've been talking about that balance between structural tension and persistence, and then the passive, effortless nature of Wu Wei, of the Tao, of flow, and things like that. That has been my main focus lately, I think. And, like one of the major things I talked about in the class was about really, trying to not try so hard. I guess trying not to try so hard. Not trying so hard, let's put it that way. Not trying so hard to get these goals. I was listening to a video today because I am part of that Vishen Lakhiani, his course on Become Limitless, it's called. And
oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I was listening to that today, and he was talking about basically how to increase your happiness, because in his I guess in his perspective, in his view of how things work, you need both. I've talked about this before: happiness in the now and a vision for the future. So he's talking about the happiness in the now part, and I found it really interesting because he was talking a lot about gratitude, appreciation, which, with the 6-phase meditation, I've been trying to do a little bit more, but I haven't done as much as, I probably should have or whatever. But he says that you need both the vision for the future and, that gratitude in the present moment. Like, what am I happy for right now? So I was kind of trying that today a bit because I had some anxiety lately about some of my goals. And I really found that it made a difference in how I felt about my goals. Because one of the major things, I'll talk about this in the webinar this Saturday, but one of the major things you need to do when you are trying to make a manifestation or when you try to achieve a big manifestation, is make it not such a big deal to you. And for that, you need to detach your happiness, your sense of, I need this to be happy, from that manifestation. And so one of the best ways to do that, according to him, which I've been testing out, is through gratitude and appreciation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it could be for anything.
Yeah.
It could be for, he recommends doing like 3 to 5 things personally in your personal life that you're grateful for, and 3 to 5 things in your, career that you're grateful for, and things like that. And, I found that really useful, and it can really increase the flow, increase, your ability to not be hanging on to these goals for dear life, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, so you're not needing them. So I think that was really interesting, like the importance of being grateful. I know I guess it's sort of well known in law of attraction, but I feel like it's not always practiced all the time. I'm not one necessarily to make like gratitude journals and stuff like that, because I feel like it can become too much of an exercise that you just do. Yeah. But for me, it's about like really, and when I was practicing, I found like the more I found to be grateful for, the easier it was to find something else. Like at first I'm like, what am I going to be grateful for? What am I going to find? And then I found the first thing, and then I kind of, I spent like, he recommends spending like 20 seconds on each thing. And then I found the second thing, and, and then by the time I was done with that, it was like one after another. And I don't know how many I got in the end, but it was a really interesting exercise. But you really have to focus on like feeling that gratitude between each, after each item. What did you feel in the moment of having that thing or whatever? Even if it's really small things, it doesn't have to be really big, life-changing things that you're grateful for. And that is just a really quick way of increasing your happiness. you know. And I think people are afraid to do that sometimes because they feel like if they're happy now, they won't get their goal. I know I've had that kind of fear before.
Oh yeah.
But for me, it's just not been true. I mean, you attaching your happiness to your goal is not going to accomplish anything. You know what I mean? It's just not, it's going to hold your goal away from you. Right? So you really have to detach the two. You have to be happy now and you have to be in the flow, like have that vision for the future and have both of those. So that's what I've been working on a lot lately. What do you think about that, Christine?
Yeah, I think.
Huh? You're making me do all the talking.
Well, because you're on the roll. I didn't want to interrupt. And I think there was a Chicken Soup for the Soul book. I don't know what the name of it was, but it was about how someone was going through really hard things. And I don't know if she read it in a book or whatever, but how she wrote every day. She was, this exercise was to write what you're grateful for every day, and like write it on a board, like on the fridge or whatever. And she'd always look at it and go, this is not as bad as things aren't as bad as I thought. And really, they started getting better. So people don't realize what they do have, and they try to find everything that's wrong.
Right.
We're not good at saying, okay, well, we're not good at saying, this is what I appreciate. We always want more and more and more.
Yeah, and it's actually funny because I remember reading that John Kehoe, Mind Power to the 21st Century. And I remember reading that book, and he mentioned about a lady who had manifested this really big thing, and he helped her with that. And then she went, and he hadn't heard from her in 9 months or up to a year. It was some kind of time. And then he met her one day randomly in an airport, I think it was. And she was saying, "Oh, you got to help me. I can't, I'm trying to manifest this thing and I just can't figure it out." And he said, "What happened to all the other stuff you manifested?" "Oh yeah, I got that, but now it's this." And she just kind of passed over it like it was nothing. And before she was freaking out about it. So we kind of have the tendency to forget about the old stuff that we've manifested. And that's just not useful. It's not, we have to keep in mind how far we've come. For me, I know in my business, even I guess I forget sometimes, but it's amazing to me how far I have come and how much has happened.
It's funny you said that because as I was bored today. And so I was going back through our history of our Facebook messages. And this is March of 2013 or something. We're still living in PA. And apparently I was telling you to go get a job somewhere. I don't remember why or what. I have no idea. You were really depressed. I don't know if it was web hosting. I have no idea what the heck was going on.
Okay.
But I'm reading this stuff. And we mostly argued on Facebook Messenger, I think. I don't know.
We were looking at that, but whatever.
Huh?
I don't know why you're looking at that, but whatever.
Well, I don't know. I just wanted to see our history and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, and I'm like, oh my God. And I don't know. I don't know if I was trying to tell you to get some money. I said something about getting money. I have no idea.
Right.
And I'm like, and now look where we are, off of SSI. And I'm just what kind of a world was this?
I know.
What? I barely remember living in PA anymore.
I know. And it's a totally.
And I was such a biatch back then. I'm not much different, but I'm a little different. I'd like to say I matured. But my God, I put you through a lot.
I plead the fifth.
No, but it's just fascinating to me how we barely had money. Yeah. And I'm telling you to get a job, whether it's online or not, I didn't care.
Right.
And now you're getting clients and you have this amazing business for 2 years or 3 years or whatever it is.
2 and 4 months, I guess.
Yeah.
2 and 3 months. 2 and a quarter.
Yeah. So just fascinating. I'm
really
did this really happen?
I know.
Or am I imagining it?
Yeah, it's a totally different energy. So it's
Yeah.
I know, thinking back to the days when we could barely afford things, it's really difficult.
Oh my God.
Weird
And, like,
to think of that.
And you ordered a sound box today, like last week when you already had one because the cat decided to
The cat
steal
stole it. In my defense, the cat stole it, and
But you got a better one. But you couldn't do that before. You can't just drop money,
Okay.
or you couldn't just drop
Note
money.
to all people watching: when the cat steals one of your things, and so you just buy another one. That's how you know the cat's spoiled. The guy just sleeps. I wish you guys followed me on Facebook because I had a picture on there, and he's sleeping inside that box, just happy as could be, just curled up. And
I don't know if he goes in there now.
I don't know. He's gonna get sick of it, and it's gonna be for nothing, and then it's gonna.
I know.
I like the new one better anyway. Oh, it's not here. But anyway, I like this new one better anyway. And but I just can't believe he stole it. The most expensive cat toy ever.
Yeah.
Or cat bed, I guess. I don't know. But
I really hope nobody is trying to talk because I don't hear anything. So
no hands are, because it says we're all hands dimmed. So if
okay.
So again, if people want to talk, feel free to hit.
Yeah, we don't bite.
Or
please.
if you don't know how, just enter a question and say you want to talk or chat. But it should be right there. So, but yeah, so it's hard to think back to those old times when like the energy was so different.
Yeah.
And
it was only 4 years ago, but 4 years is a long time.
It is a long time. Well, energetically, I mean, the sad thing is, and we know people who are in the same energetic place as they were 4 years ago. You remember the person we were just talking about recently, who who is in the same place. Justin, I got your just testing chat. I can try to enable you again, but I don't know if you don't have your microphone set up or you have to hit that you want to use computer audio. Let me try it one more time.
Why is it different than the other one? Is it because it's a webinar?
Wait, this talk's not available. Oh. Okay, I have to promote you to a panelist to talk. You're using an older version of Zoom, apparently, so you should update that sometime. Let me try this. Promote to panelist. Okay, maybe this will work. We'll see. Anyway, let's see. Hang on, don't try to do anything yet. Oh, I have an unmute button. Can you hear us?
Can you hear? Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I heard you the entire time, but what happened was, when I tried to log in, I had to put in name and email. I didn't realize what it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was different, and it didn't say email on the box. So
it's kind of weird.
It was
you're good now. You're in.
Did not expect you to have to do that.
No, we just changed the format a little bit. Now we got you, so that's awesome. Anyway, so do you have anything to say what we were talking about?
That is a cool cat. and smart, bred, and pleading the fifth. But for me, I have tried the happiness thing.
Yeah,
I just can't do it. I've tried to fake it. I can raise my vibration and my energy, and I can remember fondly those things that I've manifested, and that's what I use.
Yeah.
And then what I use afterwards is just focus and energy work and focus and more, and try to overcome it like that, because I have tried. I thank my body. I thank for my health. I do the gratitude thing, but as far as thanking the cells of my body and thanking and saying thank you, because that's one of the greatest things you could say.
Oh yeah,
I think they say it might be the best prayer to say is thank you. That's what I've read. I don't know if that's true.
Oh, sure it is.
But I wouldn't doubt it if it is. Yeah. But I have. It's just hard for me to do it.
Right.
And keep it all happy fuzzy. But I've never been like that. So
I always think there has to be a balance. You're never going to be
Brandon
happy.
is not happy fuzzy all the time. Trust me. He is a very, very serious man.
I am. Thanks.
Except for when you get things in the mail and then you do the happy dance.
Yes.
And for me, they say I'm serious. I tell a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
But it
Your
doesn't.
energy is very serious. Yeah.
But other than that, it's
I think that it doesn't have to be. You shouldn't fake it. But you should find. You can always find something to be grateful for.
Yeah. You should be better at it than me, too.
Especially anyone in the civilized world, in the Western, in a first world country. Like, start at, having a roof over your head. So this is not like guilt. Just,
No, it is what it is. Because everybody's looking at equity.
Right. And
so that's what you're looking for.
Did you have
equity.
Food today? Like, you had enough money to buy food, or you had food in stock, and, that kind of thing. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be that, but just find the smallest thing that you can be grateful for. And once you hit that smallest thing, it'll be easier to find something else. And it'll be easier to find. It's just a matter of what we choose to focus on. Are we going to choose to focus on stuff to complain about or stuff to be grateful for? I think that's the major thing.
And another thing is, I hate whining, so I don't complain.
Oh, I despise whining.
I will. Boy, listen. For me, it's all about execution. There's nothing to complain about. Why are you whining? That's just, I don't know. Maybe there's, like I say, you should be better at me than the happiness thing, and you're probably not as good at me at not complaining. I don't know.
I hate whining.
Hate it.
Total, I hate it.
And I'm good at it.
State the facts. I'm
also a woman.
Well, I mean, I plead the fifth. I will not
plead the fifth again.
Yeah, I'm using that one.
It's a dangerous call.
Yeah, we are not gonna talk about the fact, you're a woman and you whine. We're done. Not going down that
You
way.
don't know Brandon when he gets headaches. Oh, he whines.
Yeah, sometimes, but not. I don't know.
You don't really whine. You just
I had to be almost dead to get help from Christine that time.
I know.
I don't want much for anything.
But going back to what we were saying before, though, Christine, you remember that person that I said recently kind of is in the same energetic place as like 4 years ago? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't know.
The one that your friend was just complaining about recently. Really? The one whose name starts with a K? Really?
Okay, what's the second letter?
I?
What's the third letter?
I'm not telling.
Just wanted to see how far you go.
I just can't think.
Because Steve, this person is used to be like suicidal and stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to kick yourself when I tell you. Hang on, I'm going to totally chat this to you because I can't believe you're not getting this. Hang on, let's see. I can't believe you're not getting this. Anyway, but this person, let's see. Chat to Christine. Hang on, don't get this. You're going to kick yourself. All right. Got it?
Oh!
How did you not think of that?
Oh, yeah. She is something else. Okay.
All right, anyway. But yeah, this person, I can't believe you didn't think of that.
No, because I'm not used to her name being spelled that way because it's not really, that's just her nickname.
Yeah, but that's how I know of her. I mean, that's
I know. Go ahead.
Anyway, but yeah, this person
has only gone backwards, I feel like.
Or just is in the exact same place.
Oh, no. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, 4 years, you're saying 4 years is a long time. Thankfully for us, yeah, we've come a long way. But some people, unfortunately,
they like to stay in one place. Yeah.
Same place, and they get stagnant. And it's sort of sad that way. You know how that happens.
Mm. And there's nothing you can do for them either.
No, there's not, unfortunately. But yeah,
because you try, and all they do is take and take from you, and they're energy vampires, and all they want is your sympathy and your attention.
Yep. And some people, it takes them years, if not decades, to get out of that. Maybe lifetimes, sometimes, I guess, probably. It's just something that's really ingrained in some people. I think. So but it's important to look back at where you've been, how far you've come, and being grateful for that progress. And, and we'll talk about this in the webinar. And by the way, if you guys haven't signed up for the webinar yet, everyone here has. think. I don't actually, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, if you haven't, go to co-creationcoaching.org/big manifestations. And we'll be talking about exactly this and how to manifest those big desires. But this is basically the first part of that is just simply learning to be grateful for what's already here and not needing that goal to be so like here right this instant. That's really important. And like I was listening to this thing today about what's the guy? I don't remember the guy's name right now. But anyway, I was listening to this thing, and it was about loving yourself, which usually I kind of roll my eyes at. Well, if I could roll my eyes, I would usually. You
do perpetually.
I do perpetually, but I don't know. But shut up, Justin. Anyway, but so it's like I was listening to this thing today from this guy who was talking about like loving himself and whatever, and learning to do that. And so he was talking about. It was actually the coolest thing. He told an experience. Christine, you'll like this one. I know you're muting yourself because you're trying to put your show on and pausing it. Anyway, her show starts at 9:00. But he told the story of this.
What were you saying? Sorry.
That you were putting your show on.
Oh.
He told the story of this woman who is probably in her early 30s, but when she was 24 years old, she had a heart attack and died for 7 minutes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And so he was talking to her, and, she said how ever since that experience, she had anything that she wanted just started coming to her really, really easily. And he said, why is that? And she said something to the I just listened to this today, so hopefully I can paraphrase what she said. But she said basically something to the effect of that what if this is heaven, that she can't prove that when she died for those 7 minutes that she didn't go to, like, this isn't heaven right now. And then if it's heaven, then she should get everything she wants. And so she does. Like, that's simple.
Wow.
Right? I love
so
that.
Where did she go, or do we not know? Did she have an NDE?
She doesn't remember. She didn't have an NDE. She doesn't remember. She was in a coma after she came back, so she doesn't have any memory of it. So her thing is, what if this is heaven? And so I should be able to get anything I want.
That is so cool.
I know. Like, we just all psych ourselves out. Like, yeah, this is heaven. But, and I'm sure that puts things in perspective too. Like, okay, how important is this thing really? How much do I really need this thing when, I was dead one time and life is short. But, I mean, she didn't say that, but I'm just like...
She's like, so I was dead one time.
I was dead one time. What if this has happened? I just love that logic. I love
that is good.
I love that.
That is so cool.
So
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's that really struck me. Like, that was really fascinating, and that's how she started getting everything. And then this guy, before we end here, this guy who did the video, he was doing a speech somewhere. He was on stage, but he said something like, that when he started just, how did he say it? Because he had success, and then he kind of got too attached to it. He just wanted the money, and that was, and he just got too attached to it, and it all fell apart, and he got really sick, and he was like bedridden for a long time, that kind of stuff. And he realized that he just had to love himself, and that he had to know that he was enough. And so he started saying that to himself, and from that, he started, like, everything started to work out for him because he was able to do that. He was able to, love himself first and that kind of stuff. Like I said, I usually roll my eyes at that, but it was, in this case, in that context, it was really powerful because that's how, he really started to have success by not allowing himself to get so attached to the actual goals. He said, he realized that there comes a point when, the money, the abundance, all that kind of stuff just comes when you're not caring about it, when you're not attached, when you're not, whatever. It just sort of comes. It just happens. And that's been my experience. It just starts coming. Like, the less you feel like you need it, the more it just comes.
But you definitely want to make sure that you keep focusing on it and stuff like that.
Well,
you just don't want to obsess about it.
To a certain extent, but when you reach a new set point, when you reach a new set point, then you don't need to anymore, because that's just where you are. It's like this. Maybe, let's say you're homeless.
I guess I'm thinking of a new goal or something. No, I know what you mean. When the highways are open,
let's say you're homeless, and so having a home, having a house, having a roof over your head is a next level goal to you. And so you have to keep focusing on that. And then once it's done, once you have that house, that's a new set point. You don't have to keep focusing on having a house to keep the house.
No, not that anymore. No, you're right.
Right? Like, none of us here have to focus on, I love my house, and I have to focus on having my house, or else it's going to go. So there comes a point, and I'd love to talk about this one day, and I think I have some things coming up that I'll be doing in private groups and stuff like that I'd love to discuss this in. But, there comes a point when there has to become a new set point.
Yeah. I like to say it. You got to open the highways. Once you open that highway, you're good.
Exactly.
Just rolling down the highway at that point.
Yeah. The balance, and I talked about this in the class yesterday, the balance is between, is you have the vision and yet you don't need it. And again, we'll talk about this Saturday. I'll expand that a ton more. For those, like I said,
it's a little tidbit, guys. You can sign up.
For those who aren't registered, I recommend going over and registering. Again, it's co-creationcoaching.org/big manifestations. And so that's where you can register for that.
And for me, the thing I'll say, if you don't mind, real quick, that when I learn everything's just pure energy, what I start doing is just taking the energy of the thing I want and almost making it crystallize in my hand and things like that. And that's a kind of a different way, a strange kind of a thought process. But I said, wait a minute, if it's all, you just grab it and mess with it in the astral field.
Hey, whatever makes you feel like you have it is basically what works, and it's a little different for everyone. So whatever that is.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting.
Perfectly fine. So I think I appreciate everyone who was watching today. And so thanks for joining us. And this recording will be up probably, Thursday, I think it will be. We won't have the transcript for this for a while because my transcriber is out of town. I'm sad. But the transcript will be up probably this weekend or so. But I will post the video on Thursday, as always, or thereabout. So thanks again for all those who joined us today, and I hope to see you next week. So bye, everyone. Anything is possible.
Bye.
Bye.